Hello everybody, here we are. Welcome back. Good morning to all of you. First of all, ignore the background noise. It is raining right now in my area, so yeah, it is what it is. But we'll go through the things like this only. So without any further delay, let's simply get started and let's see how many things we can do. So here we are. Just a minute and content live and better auth. Of course we are gonna be focusing on that. This is gonna be the working time, so we'll be working on this project for 2 hours. Yesterday we got done quite a lot of things, and today we are gonna be doing the same. So this is how it's gonna be going on. By the way, without any further delay, let's simply get started. I hope I'm audible. Yeah. So what are we gonna be doing now? Simply spinning up the project. So let's go here and start working on that. So this was the project that we had, and let's simply open this. And once we have here, these were the to-dos that we had. Either add error message below the input box. Okay, we will even do that really quickly. So turbo dev, let me just simply start this, and meanwhile let me get this thing done. Add either message below input. So I'm gonna be just simply copying and pasting this stuff right now. That simply means I already had this stuff inside sign up form. So this was the section just below input. I'm supposed to be having the errors. So let me copy it and errors.email. This errors, it actually comes from the from state, right? Is submitting and all. Alrighty, so let's do one thing. I will have it inside forgot password, and this is the input box that I have, and just like this, errors.email message, so it will mainly belong to this one. And as for getting these errors, they should actually be coming from here. By the way, I'm already getting it like this. Where is that? Let me get rid of this first of all. As for the errors, I'm gonna be getting the errors like this. So ultimately I'll say I want errors, I want is submitting, and they are gonna be coming from form state. Nope, this will not work. So how? Okay, like this, got it. So let me do one thing. Let me just simply copy it all. Why not? Or I can just simply write it on my own as well. So we are gonna be having form state over here, and once we have the form state, we are gonna be destructuring errors from here, and is submitting from here. So this is how we will have those values to use, and those values are gonna be used over here. Pretty simple. Let me copy this thing as well. Just give me a sec. Alrighty, here we are, and let's continue. So we have this, the same thing I'm gonna be copying from here, and probably I need to paste inside reset form, and I need this for this input as well, and for this input as well. But the thing is that here I don't have errors, right? Again, so let me just have them, get them somehow. So let me get rid of this thing first of all, and in here I will be just simply destructuring this. So when it comes to destructuring it, so I will be getting the errors, and I'll be getting what is the submitting from here. So this is how it's gonna be done. As for this reset over here, the form needs to be reset at the end of the day. So just like this, it should happen, and that is it. As for this email, of course there should be what errors dot the first one is gonna be new password, and this is gonna be new password, just like this, and then errors confirm password, and errors confirm password dot message. So this is how we are gonna be going ahead. Then we have the submit button, and the job will be done. So already we have implemented the first to do, whatever we had to do, we've done that. And what is the next thing that we have to focus on? This thing is done. This will definitely work. So as many features as possible. Okay, work on the deployment part, check the expiry for the login session. Okay, we will be going through this. Add the meeting video pin option. So this is something that will be done at the end. Okay, just give me a sec, I'll be right back. Alrighty, then here we are, and let's continue from here on. So we have done the first thing. The second thing is that working on this particular feature. So let's see what all Better Auth provides us and what all we can just implement over here. So the main focus is gonna be on Better Auth, exactly implementing it as much as possible. But let's see how it's gonna be going on. So probably there's one more thing here. We have worked on almost everything except one thing. So localhost, if I go to 3000, well, what's wrong with this? Okay, Docker desktop start, and if I'm not wrong, I'm using MongoDB over here, so I have to start MongoDB database. So Docker start MongoDB and Docker start PostgreSDB both. Hopefully both of them are gonna be started. Yeah, that's right. Once they are started, let's simply clear the terminal, and if I run turbodev right now, it should be working. Let's see. Reload the page. As usual, it will just simply start, get ready, and then compile this stuff, so that will be time taking. And one more thing that we have to focus on here, get the WebSocket refine WebSocket logic. We have to make it better. So if I go to my WebSocket server right now, this is what we have, and server.ts. Right now what is happening, that over here user gets authenticated at the end. Okay, so on message runs, on close runs, and all these things just simply happen, and then user gets authenticated. This is where we have to authenticate whether the user, the person that is actually sending the message, that's the right person or not. Okay, so this is where we have to do it. And for doing this, the simplest way can be this, that once you got the session, once you got the WebSocket session, you're already saving the session in the WebSocket, and once that is saved, so you are gonna be checking here that if WebSocket as any dot session, if I don't have that, then what should happen? I have to just log and return from here. By the way, what should be the log message? Session is not present. I mean, can be anything for sure. What did I do here? Session doesn't exist. Let me do the same thing. Doesn't exist, and return from here. But there's gonna be a problem, like when it runs for the first time, there's gonna be no session, and when there is no session, the WebSocket connection is going to be closed. That's right. So ultimately, let me log this, comment this value for now. Later I will be uncommenting it, and I'll see whether it works or not. So this particular thing is done, and apart from this particular thing, just a minute. we've done this much. That simply means it should be working. Let's click on sign in, and we should be on the dashboard page. No, I have to sign up. Probably I have to sign in. Let's see. Are the users in the database already or not? Connect. Google Meet user. So yeah, we have two users over here. Vipin Singh Patel 999. Let me log in with this particular user here. P8WD1234 sign. Probably I will not be able to, or I will be. Invalid email or password of verification email has been sent. This user is signed in as using Google Auth, if I'm not wrong. So if I actually check this thing out, payment reminder. They're asking me to recharge my SIM. Great. By the way, I'm gonna be continue with Google over here. So the first ID is gonna be probably this one that I'm gonna be signing in with, or signing up with. So here we are inside that, and once I'm inside that, so what I have to focus on, it is already working, so you don't really need to focus on anything else. The next thing can be deleting the account. So we have all these things here, even these things are working. The last one is the delete account. If I click on this, nothing, the account gets deleted. Have I implemented this? I don't know. Have I implemented this already? So delete the account that is inside profile. Yeah. So app, web app, main, profile, page.tsx. We have delete account here, and we delete user. Yeah, it is sort of already implemented, but this is not the best way to just implement this. So let me do one thing now. We are inside the docs, and let me go through everything. Whatever we need that can be implemented here on this application, we will be implementing that. So get started. We have introduction. Let's simply go through it. Framework, agnostic, email, password, account, session management, build in rate limiter. So we can implement this. Automate database management, social sign on. We have done that. Organization and access control, two-factor authentication. We can implement this. Plugin ecosystem. We have implemented one plugin that was bearer token plugin, and much more. AI resources. Your auth lives in your code base. Better auth fits well in agentic workflows. AI resources. LLM txt. What is this all about? It just simply gives me adapters. AI resources. Oh, forget about this. Well, not required for now. And once we have gone through this, so let's go to the next one. That's gonna be comparison. It is just simply comparing the stuff. Okay, so OAuth libraries, managed auth services, rolling on installation. You can just simply install it. That's pretty simple. Secret, and I'm just simply having a look if I missed something. Most probably I have gone through everything. We used PostgreSQL over here, and on top of this, we actually used the not really, we used MongoDB over here. So this MongoDB was used, and we used the MongoDB client. Do we have that here? We are just having this client over here. This mainly comes from the DB, and database is not over here. That simply means we will have to create the client anyway. So we are using MongoDB over here. We could have gone with Prisma. So at that time you need to use Prisma adapter, and you need Prisma client. By the way, it automatically gets generated nowadays, and I mean, you will have to specify path for it. And once this is done, then create database table. So once you have your npx auth latest generate, we don't really need to do it anyway, and we can just simply use Prisma here if we are using. Email and password enable, to enable the email and password. Social providers, for enabling social providers. Mount handlers, they are simply exported. So get and post methods, they are just simply exported from here. It is from Next.js app router. Then this is for Next.js page router. What is the difference? Okay, page router and app router, they're the different one. This is for the Next. What is this Next? I have no idea. React router, you can do the same thing with that as well. So from here you are gonna be exporting these two, and loader functions, action functions arguments, React router. You are exporting auth. So export async loader. How is this going to be used? I have no idea. You can go with the solid start. Solid start is just simply exporting get and post. React router DOM. How is this gonna be working in this particular case? We have loader function arguments. We have action function arguments. Probably from these you may be getting the values. Probably don't know. Let's go to this Hono. So on Hono, you can directly implement this. Wow. So ultimately, better auth can be implemented on Hono directly. So app name Hono, app on post get API everything. Callback is gonna be request of this raw and serve. Interesting. And how about the next thing? We have Cloudflare over here. Same thing can be done on Cloudflare as well. We have to explore Hono and Cloudflare in a better in detail. Hopefully I'll be able to do that really soon. But when it comes to Cloudflare, so request, and we are just simply auth.handler request. So this simply handles the authentication, if I'm not wrong. Let's see what all do we have here. We have Express. How do we implement this in Express? In Express you have to just use app.all API everything to node handler that actually comes from better auth. So this is how you can just simply implement this using Express. And this is mainly for the backend of the Express. That's fine. We'll do the job. Even we have to implement better auth using Express as well. We haven't done that. Just a minute, let me turn off the light. It has actually come. I'll be back. Alrighty, so here we are. And coming back to this, we have gone through this. Ultimately we will be using with the Express for sure. We have Alicia. This is the buns, when you use bun. So this is kind of a framework for the backend for bun. So over here you can use better auth as well. So good to know that this can actually be used these many times. We have 10 stack start, and we have Expo. This Expo is for the mobile development. Wow. Amazing, yeah. You can use the better auth in the mobile development as well. Literally, for the authentication it can be used. Interesting. By the way, it's not time to talk about all those things. It's good that we know, and later we will be exploring all those things. Create client instances. We have done this. Base URL needs to be here. Again, you can also export specific methods if you prefer. Yeah, that's right. I got it. I mean, this is how we can export it, and we have gone with this way only. So basic users, let's simply go with this. So you have to enable this. Once you have enabled, so you can sign up with the email. You have to provide email, password, name, image, and callback URL if needed. You can directly provide image over here. That's something optional. We are even providing the image over here. If you actually have a look at our code whenever we are trying to sign up actually. So web app main auth actually sign up form. So here we are providing what sign up form, right? So we are providing our all payload plus the image plus the callback URL. So yeah, we are doing that. And this is something interesting. Like after signing up, either you check whether there's any error or not, or you are gonna be getting this on request show loading, on success redirect to the dashboard page, and on error display the error message. So ultimately these are the callbacks that you actually get. Interesting. Let me do one thing. You will be getting context every time, and then see what exactly we get from this particular context here. Let me give it a try. Like this is the another way. So just after this you will have a callback here on a request. First of all you have, and of course we are gonna be getting the context from here, just like this. CLG context dot Well, these are the things that we get. Okay, never mind. But ultimately this is for on request. That simply means whenever the request goes, at that time you can just simply use mm, and then we have on success, redirect the user to the, and on error, just show the error message. Should we go with this? Then on request we don't really need to do anything, because whenever on request happens, we easily get the value of is submitting, so we don't really need to worry about this. But we definitely need these things. On error we will be getting the context. Well, having said that, that's ctx dot. So if there's any error, we can get the error from here, we can get the request, we can get the response. Pretty simple thing. What am I gonna be doing once we got the error? So let me do it like this. If there's any error, so I'm gonna be cutting it from here, I'm gonna be pasting it over here. We already have this, so ctx dot error, this is how it's gonna be going on. And on success, I'm gonna be getting the context, ctx dot, we get data, request, response. Okay, let's not worry about them. But are we gonna be doing on success? That is cut and paste. So on success, let me get rid of this error from here. So if there's any error, then we are just simply rendering this message. If success, yeah, hopefully it's not gonna be for long, never mind. So on success context, and if you don't have an account with us, an email has been sent for verification. It's sort of enough. And then we are resetting the form at the end of the day. So if there can be an error, there can be on success, and this is how it should be done. Pretty simple. So we have gone through this thing as well. We don't need this on request, because it just simply says that show loading, and we are already getting the value of is submitting, so that will be fine. By default, the users are automatically signed in after they successfully sign up. To disable the behavior, you can use auto sign in false. That simply means user will not be signed in automatically after sign up. We have done this anyway. So if you actually go to our auth packages, auth source index.ts, over here email and password, auto sign in is actually false in our case. That simply means after sign up, user should not be auto signed in. After sign up, user shouldn't be auto sign in. So this is how just simply gonna be going on. So we have gone through this. The same thing we have here. When we are signing in, at that time we need the email, we need the password, we need the callback URL, and remember the user session after browser is closed. So I have set it to false. That simply means whenever you sign in and close the browser, you will be forgotten. So let me see if it actually works the way I want it to work or not, because we have implemented this. We are implementing remember me false. So this is the browser. So well, I'm not logged in. In that case, this, or let me just simply continue with Google. That would be the easiest way. So this particular thing is done. The question is, if I just simply close everything, done, will I be logged out? Control Shift T, reload the page. Well, I'm still logged in. Let me close it again. Let me go to the localhost 3000, and let me even stop it, start it again, and let's see what happens this time. Local host 3000. Will I be redirected to the dashboard page or not? That's what I have to see. Meanwhile, let me go to the Auth website, where we will simply exploring the things. Again, we are gonna be exploring each and everything, and if we feel something can be implemented, we will be implementing that. Let me click on sign in. Nope, it hasn't been logged me out. So because we haven't signed in, right? Yeah, we haven't signed in. We logged in with Google. never mind, let's click on log out. Let me enter the email over here, probably this one. I don't even have this PAWSWRD1234 because I continued with Google, so it is just simply saying that invalid. In that case, let me use another Gmail. That's gonna be probably 2audiobook2@gmail.com. Well, of course I'll have to sign up for that. So whenever I'm signing up, so I'm not gonna be giving that value. Yeah, so 2audiobook2@gmail.com, PAWSWRD1234, PAWSWRD1234. Let's submit. The account is gonna be created. We will be sent an email to just simply verify. So the email was to audiobook2. Come back here. No reply. Let's simply click. We could have created a proper template as well, but okay, never mind. So we have done this. Let's see. Let's do one thing now. Actually, let me close everything. Everything is closed. Let me open everything again, and I'm gonna check a local host 3000. Of course, this is the home page. Let me click on sign in. I'm still logged in. Let me log out. Let me sign in this time. So the email will be the same. One audiobook. Password will be the same. And invalid email. Wow. So that was 2 audiobook. PAWSWRD1234. Sign in. Alrighty, I'm signed in. Now let me close the browser. Let me open it again. Let me go to localhost 3000/dashboard. And turns out I'm logged in log out right now. So it works only when we sign in. So that's something we have to keep in mind. So when we sign in, at that time it works. How about signing up form? We have callback URL. Do we have remember me over here? We don't really have remember me in this particular case. We definitely have remember me in the sign in sections. Over here we had this remember me option. That was false. False in the sense it will not remember you once the browser is closed, and if it is true, it will remember you once the browser is closed. So by the way, I'm gonna be keeping it false by default. That doesn't really matter. You can make it true as well, like it will remember you even after that. Okay, so this thing is done, and what is the next thing that we have to focus on? Exploring better auth from zero to the, from the beginning till the end. As simple as that. It's taking time to just simply load. That's insane. It should ideally not take this much time. Literally, bro, you got to be kidding me. Okay, here we are, docs. We have gone through this installation part. We have already gone through each and everything. Basic uses we were talking about. So we have even discussed this a little bit. Great. And then we auto signed in defaults to true. We talked about this, that there is something called remember me option over here when you sign in. So at that time you can just simply have it over here. We have this callback URL. Callback URL in the sense after signing in, where it should be just simply redirected. So a URL to redirect after the user verifies their email, optional. So when you just simply add this particular thing, so whenever you verify your email, after the verification you redirected here. Not only that, I think it directly works as well. Directly in the sense, suppose your email is already verified, right? And if you don't have this callback URL over here, then what will happen? If your email is verified and you don't have this callback URL, so you will not be redirected anywhere. Let me show you that. So right now we are not logged in. So if I log in with this email PAWSWRD1234, I should ideally not be redirected anywhere. User signed in successfully. I am still here, and if I want myself, of course I will have to reload the page, then I will be redirected. Let me log out, and if I want myself to be redirected directly, so I will have to use this callback URL to audiobook, and PAWS WRD1234, and this time I should directly be redirected. Yeah, it does work like that. Alrighty, so we have gone through this section as well. Always invoke client methods from the client side, don't call them from the server. That's right, we don't have to do that. Server side authentication, we can even authenticate the user server side. So auth API, sign in with email and body email and password as response to returns a response object instead of data. Okay, that's great. If the server cannot return a response object, you will need to manually parse it cookies, but for frameworks like Next.js, we provide a plugin to handle this automatically. What is this plugin all about? Server action cookies plugin next cookies, so it just support cookies as well. Okay, let's not worry about this right now. Social signing, we have implemented this already. And then when it comes to the social sign-in, so we have to provide the social, we have to provide GitHub name over here provider, we have to provide the callback URL exactly where it has to redirect, error callback, if there's any error then this is where it should be redirecting. Next, new user callback URL, that's gonna be welcome, and disabled redirect, that's gonna be true. So disable the automatic redirects to the provider. Huh? Let's go through a few things here. First of all, this provider I have, that makes sense. It can be GitHub, it can be Google, it can be Apple. We have callback URL over here, that is the dashboard. Even we have implemented this particular part as well. So if I go to this component section and social auth, so over here we are using these two things, even in both the cases actually. And then we have something called error callback URL. So that simply means I have to create an error page that will just simply say that error logging the user and all. Okay. Even we don't have this error, we haven't created this error page anyway. But yeah, we can definitely have an error page for the authentication, auth. So I can have something like error, and that's actually gonna be what? Page.tsx rfc. I think that's the error. Yeah, that's actually the error. So we have this. I'm just simply gonna be copy it from here. I'm gonna be asking the AI to just simply create the error page, because I'm not gonna be focusing on the UI part. It takes a lot of time. Create an error page using this theme for auth error. Alrighty, so this is the what? This is the page that we have got. Pretty simple. Let me just simply copy everything from here, and let me page.tsx, let me replace it with this much, and let's see how it's gonna be going on. So ultimately, authentication field is the title, then this is the paragraph that we have. Something went wrong, please try again or go back to the login page. The login page should be actually sign in over here, and the another sign up should be like this, and that is it. Let's see how it looks like. So if there's any error, by the way, I should directly be able to visit the error page anyway. So error. So I'm already logged in, I cannot visit, so let me log out, and now let me go to the error page. How does it? Well, this looks like this. Go to sign in page, create new account, authentication failed, something went wrong, please try again. That's not bad actually. If I click on go back, I'm redirected here, and if I click on go to sign in, I'm redirected to sign in page, create a new account, I'm redirected here. That's bad. That's good actually. So happy with that. So we have this error page as well. Once we have this error page, so what I want that when I'm actually trying to sign up ultimately in this particular section, So if there's any error, so first of all we have callback URL, we have error callback URL and slash error, so it will be just simply redirecting me there. So we have this, and what is the next thing? We have error callback URL. Similarly, we have a new user callback URL. Alrighty everybody, welcome back. Hopefully now I will not be facing the network issue that we had. By the way, we have to create a page.tsx. For that particular page.tsx, I'm just gonna say that again, the AI UI, I think I don't really need to worry about it. Create a welcome page using the theme. Alrighty, so let me create a welcome page for the user. Let's see how does this welcome page looks like. Anyway, let me see. So the welcome page, let me paste everything over here, and to see the welcome page I need to be logged in, right? So ultimately what all we have over here, crypto random bytes 5 to string hex, we are creating the number, okay fine, meeting ID, router.push, and then we have welcome to meet flow. It has named it meet flow, never mind. And get started, sign up, sign in, start a meeting, create a new meeting instantly, invite others, create a new meeting, join meeting is the another component that it has created. So where is this join meeting? Wow. So it has used this particular function, okay fine. Ultimately component was already created. Let's see how it looks like. So once I sign in, let me sign in with Google, or even better, I can just simply sign with the GitHub directly. Hopefully it will not be problematic. Yeah, here we are. And once we are here, I can directly go to the welcome page as well. Welcome page, come on, yeah, literally. Welcome, and welcome page looks like this. Get started, start a meeting, join a meeting. Well, this is not the worst thing ever. Okay, happy with this. If I click on create a meeting is going to be created. Pretty good. Let's simply end this, and then I'm redirected to the dashboard page. Let me go to the welcome page again. Excuse me. If I click on join a meeting, I should be able to join the meeting as well. Suppose this is the ID, click on join meeting. Yeah, we are inside the meeting, so it's great. Meet clone, the name of this is meet flow, right? Welcome. So yeah, it has actually named it meet flow. Nothing could be better than that, but yeah, it does look good. Okay, so we have gone through this. It works great too. So let me get rid of this, and once we are done with these, let me close everything. And we were working on these components, not components, auth components, social auth, and this thing we have once successfully signed up, and success new user callback URL, that's actually gonna be the welcome page, and we have created them. Okay, pretty simple. The same thing I'm gonna be having here as well, so copy it and paste it over here. So this particular thing is done, and disable redirect, disable the automatic redirect to the provider. What does this mean? You can also use authenticate using ID token and access token from the social providers instead of redirecting the user to the provider side. See social providers documentation for more details. So we are disabling it. Let's see what happens when I disable it. So disable redirect, that's gonna be true. What will happen now? Log out, continue with Google. Oh, we are not being redirected. Great. In that case, we'll have to handle it manually, and that's what it has said over here. Disable the automatic redirector to the provider. So you can also authenticate using ID and access token from the social provider instead of redirecting to the social provider site. Got it. By the way, we need to enable this for now. Sign out. For signing out, you have to just simply call this particular method. And by the way, you can have more things here. Fetch options on success. Redirect the user to this. So yeah, good to go with this particular thing as well. That's not really the worst thing ever. So when it comes to signing out the user, so whenever I inside the app bar, I'm signing out the user. Avatar drop down, we have sign out. We are doing the same way. We are signing out, fetch options on success. When on success, we are just simply redirecting the user. Okay, that's great. Session. When it comes to the session, so you can get the session on the client side. Again, you have view over here. You have solid, vanilla. Forget about all these things. We are working with React, and you can get the session. From the session, you can get the data. Is pending, either refetch. Ultimately, all these things are possible. Get session. This is from the server side mainly. From the server side, auth get session. So you just need to have auth client on the server side. Wow. Just a minute. If you prefer not to use hook, you can use a get session method provided by the client. This hook comes from the library directly, auth client. This get session also comes from there. So like either you use the use session hook or you use this get session. It just works. Server side, you will have to use the get session, but this get session is gonna be coming from auth API. So that's a little bit different, a little difference. And then you can use plugins. We can use two-factor authentication. So one of unique features of BetterAuth is the plugins ecosystem. It allows you to add complex and auth related functionality with small lines of code. Below is an example of how to add two-factor authentication using two-factor auth plugin. Okay, so server config. To add a plugin, you need to import the plugin and pass it to the plugins options auth. For instance, example blah 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 blah. So we have to just simply pass it over here inside auth. Okay, let's do it. Gonna try this thing out exactly how it works and all. So db, not db, that should actually be the auth index.ts. Over here we need to import what? We need to import two-factor authentication. So two-factor auth from plugin. So yeah, that's done. Once we have this, so let me collapse this. We have these many values over here. Lastly, I have this plugin. I'm using bearer plugin over here right now, and I'm gonna be using two-factor. Why this? Why am I using this bearer plugin? Because then using the token, I will be, so that I'm using the token, I'm able to authenticate the user. That is why. By the way, well, converts bearer token to session cookie. Converts bearer token to session cookie. Yeah, that's right. So now two-factor related routes and methods will be available on the server. So migrate. After adding the plugin, you will need to add required tables to your database. You can do this by running migrate command or by using generate command to create the schema or handle migration manually. So npx auth generate. Okay, fine. Npx auth migrate. If you prefer adding schema manually, you can check the schema required on the two-factor authentication. This is the schema that is required. So ultimately, when it comes to the schema, so two-factor schema, so you need to have a field, a type, a key, and the description. Even you need to have two things. You need to have the user boolean type key two-factor enabled. So ultimately, two-factor enabled, this value is gonna be, can I get the SQL Prisma? So model table, we want to create a table, two-factor enabled, that's gonna be a boolean, that too optional. Map table, what kind of table? Because the names are the same. So ultimately this is gonna be the table user, right? So inside the table user I will have to have this, and then I will have to create a two-factor table. That table will contain the ID user, and ultimately the user ID that will be reference to the user. It will contain the secret for two-factor authentication. It will contain the backup codes, they are gonna be in the form of string. And map table, okay, interesting. Two-factor authentication on the client, that's definitely a lot, but okay, let's do one thing. We can just simply focus on this once we have gone through this. So first of all I will have to migrate. I think by migrating, let me stop it, ls bunex, but before even that I need to go to the packages, auth ls, as we have changed this two-factor, we have added this two-factor authentication. Let me migrate. So my bunex prisma migrate dev, or just migrate. I mean that was the command mentioned here, right? Anyway, no, sorry. The command was npx auth generate and npx auth migrate. Probably bunex prisma. Let's see what's gonna happen. Migrate dev. Spelling is wrong. Done. So let's see whether it is actually gonna be able to do that or not. I mean, migrating the table, migrating in the sense it's gonna be, oh, schema prisma file not found. Wow, it is unable to find the file. The file is not here, or what? The file is definitely not here. So where is the file? The file is here, probably. App web, and do we have prisma here? Have I deleted the file by mistake? Packages auth. Wow. We don't really have file here. The file was supposed to be inside this only, inside packages, because I'm actually migrating the things from here and I don't have that file yet here. Got it. One next prisma init. Right now I have it, and once I, what the hell, but I can pull it, right? So bunex prisma pull, bunex prisma db pull from the database. I'm gonna be pulling it. It is unable to find prisma configure. Forward slash. How about if I delete this thing and then run this command? So ultimately, just a minute, give me a second. Alright, everybody, let's continue and ignore the things happening in my background. So, what we were doing here, Banex Prisma DB pull, we are unable to pull it for some reason. Failed to load config media Vipendra and then packages auth prisma config.ts. So, it turns out we do have this config.ts over here. This config.ts is defining the Prisma. हाँ ठीक है Prisma config, and what is the problem then? Ultimately, this Prisma config is problematic. It is unable to get it. So can't find Prisma config and its corresponding declarations. Okay, that's great. So in that case, Banex Prisma init. Prisma init. Let's simply initialize this. Well, I cannot even initialize. Great. Banex Prisma init. Why it's unable to initialize this? What was the command that I ran earlier? Just a minute. Give me a moment. Alrighty then. And okay, so what is the error? Next, what was the command that I ran earlier? I'm inside auth. Inside the auth, I should be able to just simply get it done. So Banex Prisma migrate dev. It is not working. So ultimately, Banex Prisma init probably should be working. Yeah, I mean, why it's not working? So it is just simply saying that. Just a minute. Give me a second. Alright everybody, there was noise in the background, so I had to just simply turn off the mic. But here we are, even it's raining, so there's gonna be still some noise and all. But never mind, we will just simply continue from here on. And npx prisma dev, just why is he making more noise around me? Just a minute. Okay then, that's done right now. By the way, I just want to resolve this error, but I have no idea exactly how it can be resolved. Prisma migrate dev, that is something we can run it, but I'm getting the error over here, and in that case, what should I be doing? Probably initializing it, reinitializing this. We got the. Am I doing it at the wrong place? No, this cannot be the wrong place anyway. Database. This is the wrong place. Sorry. The Prisma is gonna be inside the database, so I have created separate folders for them. So that is why I will just simply facing this particular error so far. So in that case, env.ts is here. Let me remove this Prisma config. So this is how it's just simply gonna be going ahead. I actually have to go to the db folder. Come on here. Okay, here we have. So the wow, amazing job. You know what that is? For a moment I forgot I'm not even using Prisma over here. I'm using Mongo client. How am I supposed to be running the commands of Prisma here? Never mind. And that simply means all these things are not gonna be working anyway. Whatever better or suggested us, those things were for the what? Those things were for the Prisma. In that case, if we are not using Prisma, so there's no way using that. And plugins, inside plugins, auth client, we are going to be using two-factor authentication and forward to two-factor authentication. So let me at least use this and see what's going to be happening. We cannot generate the client schema, because Mongo client doesn't really support that, but over here we can definitely go to the live and auth client, and over here we can add a two-factor authentication clients, two-factor client, and that's gonna be two-factor two-factor page, two-factor page, sort of like this, two-factor. And what do we do this in two-factor authentication section? First of all, this needs to be imported. Don't I have it here? We do have this two-factor. Two-factor page does not exist in two-factor redirect. The page to redirect if the user needs to verify two-factor. Okay, this two-factor comes from the plugins. Am I getting it from the plugins here? This two-factor mainly comes from the plugin, so yeah, that is right. And then we need to have it inside the plugins array. So we have it inside plugins array. Two-factor client we have here, two-factor client we have here, and just we need to have an object. We need to pass an object, two-factor page. What am I missing here? Two-factor. Everything's the right way. And directly what do we get inside this? On two-factor redirect. On two-factor redirect. Apart from this particular thing, I'm not really getting anything crazy. In that case, what I'm enable two-factor authentication. Now two-factor related methods will be available on enable two-factor authentication, auth client two-factor, enable, disable. This is where we are facing the issue. If we just go with this way, it is just simply saying that there's some error, and definitely we are doing it inside create auth client. That simply means this is the create auth client. So inside plugins I'm passing the values. Something's up. Probably inside this we need to have on two-factor redirect. Let's see. We need to have on two-factor redirect. What will happen here? And what this is actually? This is a function. I honestly have no idea. I'll have to know more about it, then only I can just simply get it done. Never mind, I'll be just simply watching a video on this. But this way you can just simply implement a two-factor authentication as well. Going ahead, then we have API, CLI, client, cookies, database. Cookies is something that we can know more about. Plugins, OAuth, rate limit sessions. We have gone through this. Users and account. Over here you can just simply change the email. And even while changing the email, you can just simply send the password. What? Verification. Link to the user. So force linking, account linking, callback, delete user. We have done that. Verify deleting the user. Even we are not verifying, but we can even verify the user before deleting. So we will be working on this particular thing as well. Change password, set password. So yeah, sort of there are a lot of things that can be done. How long do we have? Around 1 hour we have here for this particular project. So let's do one thing. I don't know whether this is advanced beta auth. Is there any? Are we gonna be getting some videos here? Because let me even do one thing. Forget about the videos. This should ideally be working, but it is not working. So concepts. If I go to plugins over here. Okay. Nope, it doesn't make any sense. So it could have been this way only, but something is missing. In that case, where should I be going to factor plugin? Probably this one. This is the page. So where am I? Two factor. Okay, this is the one, plugin section. And first of all, we need to have the tables and all that. Does it work only with the tables? We have SQL command, we have Prisma command, we have Drizzle command. Will it not work with the PostgreSQL? Sorry, MongoDB. So two-factor client. Let's go with this one. Handle the 2FA verification redirect. So this is where it's gonna be redirected, right? So this is how we have to just simply go ahead with the things. So let's see if it works. And well, it should be done sort of like this. So whenever on factor redirected, this particular function gets called. So I'm redirected to this particular page. Handle two-factor authentication. On two-factor redirect, a callback that will be called when the user needs to verify the two-factor code. This can be used to redirect the user to the two-factor page. Okay. Oh bro, it's just simply making me crazy right now. Two-factor code, that simply means a code needs to be sent to the email. Should I continue with this or not? Let's see, give it a try. I mean, Two-factor authentication to FA. Two-factor authentication to FA adds an extra security step when users log in. Instead of just using password, they'll need to provide a second form of validation verification. This makes it much harder for unauthorized people to access accounts, even if they have somehow gotten the password. The plugin offers two main methods to do second factor authentication. OTP, one-time password, a temporary code sent to user's email or phone number. TOTP, time-based one-time password, a code generated by an app on the user's device. So we have OTP, we have TOTP. So one-time password, time-based one-time password. Interesting. Additional features include generating backup codes for account recovery. Yeah, right. Enabling or disabling two-factor authentication, managing trusted devices. Add the plugin to your Auth. Add two-factor plugin to your Auth configuration and specify app name as issuer. So app name, provide your app name. It will be used as an issuer. App name. We have this two-factor, but what is this app name? Provide your app name. Let's name it meat clone, meat flow, whatever. Let's see how far we can actually go with this. Just it is all about trying out new things, nothing else. So ultimately it is asking me to give it the above plugins app name. That's actually gonna be meat flow. Let's see. Suppose this is the name. Migrate databases, npx auth migrate, where it's not really gonna be working because I'm not using Prisma. Add a client, two-factor client on the client side. Then enabling 2FA authentication. To enable two-factor authentication, call two-factor enable with user's password required for credentials account, and the issuer optional. If you enable allow password list, the password can be omitted for users without a credentials account. So on the client side you can do this, on the server side you can do this. The question is two-factor enable post method. Enable password is gonna be secure password, issuer is gonna be this. When two-factor encrypted secret and backup codes are generated, enable returns to TOTP, URI and backup codes. Two-factor enabled won't be set to true until the user verifies the code. Learn more about this. You can skip verification by setting skip verification on enable true in your plugin. By default, two-factor requires credentials password account to allow passwordless users. Passkeys and magic links, email, OTP, or social. Signing in two-factor authentication. When a user with the two-factor authentication tries to sign in via email, the response objective will contain two-factor redirected set to true. This indicates that user needs to verify two-factor authentication. अरे यार ये सर खबर है ना. I'll be just simply watching someone's video on this and then I'll go through it. I mean, it takes a lot of time to just simply figure out the things on our own. And especially when you are doing it for the first time. I know how this works, but especially thinking all the things. I will definitely be watching advanced better auth tutorial. I will be going through it and then we'll get it done. Anyway, so this is how it's gonna be going on. So let me just simply as for right now, I'm just simply gonna be removing it, but this is gonna be sort of a to-do. And let's see, we'll definitely get it done. Oh, it was so much, too much, whatever you call that. Let me keep it simple for now, otherwise it's gonna be crazy stuff. And that's gonna be auth client. Let me remove this particular section as well, sorry for that. but it does not mean that I'm gonna be getting rid of it forever. Like I'll be back with this for sure. This particular functionality will be implemented, but before that I need to take somebody's help. Alright, this particular thing is done. Okay, done. What is the next thing that we have to do? The next thing is this, that whenever you are changing your password, so if you go to the user's account, email and password, not this one, update password, sign up, sign in, request password reset, update password, we have gone through it anyway. Current password revokes other sessions. This thing can be done. So whenever you are changing the password, so you provide the new password over here, you provide the the old password over here, and you revoke the other session. So that's sort of really good. So let me do one thing. Inside, what am I doing? Inside profile, of course. Profile, yeah, inside profile. Profile, page.t6. Here we have profile form, change password. Let's go here. Revoke other session. This is already set to true. So that's great. Nothing could be better than this. And enable email password user sign up. This email verification, require email verification, done already. And email enumeration, what is this all about? When require email verification is enabled, auto sign in set to false. That's sort of right. Endpoint prevents this one. Okay, triggering manual email verification, we can even do that. Reset password, we can just simply send a request, so send a reset, we have done that. On reset password, we can just simply call this configuration. Already we can hash the password and verify the password depending on the situation, so we can just simply configure it if I'm not wrong. So enable password hash password, we are going to be using verify password. Got it. Okay, so this thing we have already gone with, and then we have users and accounts over here. If we want to change the email, can we change the email? Of course we can. Should we change the email? Do we have the option for that? We don't really have the option for that yet. Update user, when we are updating the user information, we can just simply update it like this. We can definitely change the email, and we will have to just send the email verification. That can be done for sure. And updating without verification, client change password, we have done that anyway. Set password, on the server side, delete user. So when we are deleting the user, so delete user must be enabled. So user delete user, that must be enabled. So delete user is enabled over here. Because of that thing, I'm able to delete the user. But on top of that, we can add the verification. So adding verification before deletion, that's what I wanted. So you can create a method, send a delete account verification. You will be getting all these things, and then you have to go ahead. So let's do that anyway. So inside user delete user, enable this to just over there. I have to just simply have this particular function as well. So what is that function is all about? Send a delete account verification. This is how it's gonna be going ahead. Async. What all we'll be getting user and the URL. We don't really need the token, so user URL I don't really need the token anyway. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Once we have your email sending logic over here, my email sending logic, I already have that logic written somewhere. Email verification, this is the logic. Let me copy this thing and let me paste it here. Few things are gonna be changed here. That to user.email, that's fine. Verify, not really verify. Confirm account deletion, confirm account deletion. Click the link to confirm the deletion of your account, or confirm deleting your account. Deleting your account. So this particular thing will be done, and the email will be sent for sure. In the callback URL, once the account has actually been deleted, so you need to have a callback URL here, auth client. So whenever you are deleting the account, fine, let me do that. So whenever you are deleting the account, where am I deleting this? I am deleting this here. So when I am deleting this, I am directly redirecting it to the home page. What will I do actually? I can provide a callback URL, and that's gonna be what? Goodbye. I'm gonna be creating this page as well. And once this is done, and then that's it, and we can give it the code as well anyway, and then callbacks, password, delete user. If the user has password, they can delete their account by providing the password. You can also delete the account by providing the password, that's fine. And then auth client.delete user. We have callback over here, that's fine. Token. Before delete, if you wanna do something, then you can go with this. Before delete, admin accounts cannot be deleted. Yeah, that's fine. So ultimately, before delete, you can check whether that includes admin or not. In that case, that account cannot be deleted. That's good thing to just keep over here. Rather, I would just simply add this. So if that is the admin, then of course you cannot delete this email. So let me copy and paste it in here. API here. Let me get it from Better Auth. So ultimately, what am I saying? Before delete, just simply check the user.email.includes admin. If user's email includes admin, that simply means that is an admin, and that admin should not be deleted. Admin accounts cannot be deleted, just like that. After delete, you can just simply perform some kind of cleanup. So yeah, this is how you can just simply go ahead with the things. So what am I missing right now? One thing, that is the goodbye page, and that goodbye page should be in the auth section. Over here, goodbye. That's crazy, but okay, let's create this page as well. I mean, it will be better. TSX. And again, it will not be taking a lot of time because we'll make AI write the code. Create a goodbye page. Okay, this is how it's gonna be created. Just the UI part, don't worry, there's no business logic at all. It's gonna be pretty simple. Card content we are gonna be having. Let's see. Let me paste it here and let's see how it's gonna be looking like. Sign in. We have card content. Okay, fine. Let me see. Coming back to this particular page here. I hope it's running or not. It's not running at all. In that case, turbo dev. It will just simply start running. Let me go to the goodbye page and see how it looks like. Already almost done. It's bad, but never mind. We are not really focusing on the UI. Goodbye, you have been successfully logged out. Not really logged out. Thank you for using MailinFlow. See you again. Your account has been successfully deleted. you have been successfully your account has been deleted successfully. Hope to see you soon. Sign in again and create an account again, or just simply sign up again, and this is gonna be the sign up button. So this is how it's gonna be going. I can just simply go back to home, and this is how things are gonna be looking like. Alrighty, so this thing is all done as well. That simply means whenever now I will delete the account, it will just simply trigger the image. I cannot delete the account directly. That simply means I can come here, I can continue with Google, and suppose I clicked on this, and here this is the welcome page. Congratulations. In the welcome page, I should not be getting these two options: get started and sign in. Let me remove this sign in button, bro, from the welcome page. So welcome page is inside this. So it's good to have this get started. I mean, it's better to remove both. So this is how it's gonna be looking like. Yeah, that's better. So now we can just simply click on this. So we are gonna be redirected to the main meeting dashboard page, and we can click on profile. Here we are in the profile. If I click on delete, what happened? Nothing happened. The account is not being deleted, because you can only delete the account when the email gets sent successfully. So ultimately, whenever I'm deleting the account inside profile, let me see if I get the errors and all. Const data error, just like this. If error post dot error dot message, in else case post dot success, an email has been sent to confirm the deletion. An email has been sent to confirm the deletion. Okay, let me see. Click on this. An email has been sent. Let me go here. Am I gonna be getting the email or not? I should have got 3 emails by now. And yeah, we have 3 emails over here. This is the last one. Congratulations, the account is deleted successfully. So right now, if you come back here again, and if you just simply reload the page, you are gonna be redirected to this. Pretty simple. It does work. Okay. So we have gone through this particular section as well. What is the next thing that we can actually work on? I think working on these many features is more than enough. If you actually go to this Better Auth website, so ultimately Better Auth thing is gonna be done today. Yeah, sort of. We are done with this. I mean, we've enabled as many things as should be enabled over here, and probably we are gonna be working on more of the things later. User and accounts. Set verify password. We have gone through it all. List user accounts token first. Manually account unlinking. What is this? So you can unlink a user account by providing provider ID. So if I just simply provide the provider ID, that's gonna be Google and all account ID. So that's actually gonna be unlinked. So yeah, this is something we can work on too. Probably later, not now. But we can definitely implement all these features, and this is how it's gonna be done. As for right now, whatever we had to work on, we have just simply worked on, and right now the main focus is gonna be on the authentication thing. Probably these are some of the advanced features of GitHub, not GitHub, Better Auth. We will definitely be implementing them in one of the projects, but for now let's simply call it here. Probably once the whole project is done, then we will be implementing these features as well. Right now we mainly want to focus on the deployment part and other social part, database. Yeah, so there's actually a lot that you can just simply go through it. Even I will be going through the advanced part of the Better Auth, the basic part of Better Auth, where you have to just have just all the authentication related stuff. That is done. Even implementing them is not really a big deal, but we will do it later, not now. What is the next thing that's gonna be happening? So whatever we were supposed to be doing, sort of we have done everything, and a few to-dos. Let those to-dos be there. Like this thing is sort of done. Work on the deployment, add pin option, refine the WebSocket logic. This WebSocket logic is gonna be problematic. For now it's gonna be just like this, but these are some of the to-dos that we can work on. Like we can add more features. Definitely we have to work on the deployment part. We have to work on the pin option. We should be able to pin a particular video and then refine the WebSocket logic. These are the things that we will be working on, but for now let's simply call it. That simply means now onwards we are gonna be working on the deployment part. The question is, how am I gonna be deploying it? First of all, I will be deploying it on the Kubernetes. Deploying it on the Kubernetes, that simply means I need to build the images. Now I have my database here, constant variables here, and all these things. So if I actually build two things, ultimately I have web app and server. If I build the image, what will I be getting? How to build using turbo repo, I will have to explore it. So turbo run build, I think this is the command. Let me see. Stop everything. Turbo run build. Let's see, bro, how it's gonna be going on. By the way, the main problem is the first step is not even the problem actually. The first step is just building the images. Once the images, like building the images, we are building the app right now, and we definitely got the error as well. So yeah, we have to build this, and once that is built, we have to create the image using that particular build. What is the problem over here? Chats.insert chat payload. Next.js build work exited with one signal null. So ultimately this chat payload is actually null. This is something we have to focus on. Yeah, that's okay. The error can easily be resolved. I'm gonna be just simply taking a break for half an hour only. It's already been 1.5 hours. I'm gonna be back and work on this for 1.5 hours is done. Then in the remaining 1.5 hours probably, let's simply work on the deployment part. So we are gonna be working on this. We will be deploying it on Kubernetes. The flow is simple. We will first of all focus on creating the images, Docker images. We will push them, and once they are pushed, then we will work on the Kubernetes section, and this is how it's gonna be going on. So let's see how it's gonna be going on, but that's gonna be super interesting. By the way, I'll be back. This forget about this error. We can easily resolve this. It's just like string is not assignable to object ID, so we have to use this underscore ID somewhere. And probably I am using ID, and that needs to be under underscore ID, so it can be easily done. Okay, then I'm gonna be back after half an hour. Until then, take care, bye, and see you. Keep coding.